All right, welcome. Got this little 2-year-old Colt. He just came in a couple days ago, and in the middle of, we've had, in the last 4 days, it's rained 3 days and 3 nights. I mean, at least 6 or 7 inches of rain, even in the yard. We're just standing in puddles. However, training must proceed, life must go on. Obviously, I'd prefer to start him in the round pen, but since I cannot do that, we're going to do it out here. I've done 2 short sessions with him the last couple of days in the rain and taught him a few basics. One of them I just did in his stall because it was really raining. I've already taught him to yield his hindquarters, so I'm going to look at his hindquarters, and that's pretty nice considering this is only the 2nd day. That's actually really good. So he's a pretty smart little guy, isn't he? And he's licking his lips there, so he learned that lesson. Let's try it from the other side. So precautions that I have taken since I have to be outside today. First thing is I put a 30-foot lead rope on him so that if he does get away, he won't get away. All right, I can somehow get a hold of him if I have to, and I'll just let it drag on the ground. And these lead ropes, by the way, if you need a good custom size lead rope, Don Lindsay out in Utah makes these. Just send me a comment and I'll give you connection with him because they work really well, whatever size you need. And let's see, what else? I've already taught him, or I should say I started teaching him. And see, he's not really afraid of me. He's pretty gentle. He's been handled, but he just doesn't know what I'm up to. That's why he backed up. He's like, what are you going to do now? Okay. What I'm going to do now is see if I can get him to flex his head. And I've done this a little bit last couple of days, and I don't have his attention. And what most horses do when you first do this is they move. Okay, that's excellent. Hey, you're doing great. This horse's name's Chico, by the way, which is Spanish for little boy. He's not little. For a 2-year-old, he's already 15 hands and close to 1,000 pounds. So not anything gonna be little about this guy. Okay, give me your face on this side, Chico. Come here, buddy. There, pretty good. And also, he's got a serious dislike of Gus the dog. Don't know why. He just doesn't like Gus. I kind of don't blame him. See there, he's just moving. I'll just move with him until he quits. He's just bothered. He doesn't know what I'm up to. Okay. This is typical, green horse, doesn't know what to do, not sure how to respond. Thought maybe he'd just run over me, which he did a few times the first day. He just shouldered into me and tried to push me out of the way, which I don't respond well to that. Okay. Let's ask him to flex this side. Good. Real good. Okay. So I've got a few basics started with him. And I can do this anywhere. I would prefer to do it in the round pen just because I don't have to be quite as careful about what's going on. But life is what life is. We'll be fine. Okay, I've introduced him to the stick, and I have lunged him a little bit. He's starting to figure it out. So I'm going to send him to my right and see how typical, he's looking at everything else except me. Point, tap. There we go. So I've done it enough that he figured it out. And he's starting to move out pretty good when I send him. And just a few minutes ago, I was doing this before we turned the camera on, and he kind of bolted right about here, and I just shut him down. Because he needs to learn that that's not one of the possible options. Okay, good, woo. So I'm teaching this colt a lot. Point, good. He went on the point that time. Okay, I'm teaching him the cues. I'm teaching him to go when I say go and stop when I say stop and go the direction I tell him to go. Haven't worked on speed too much yet. I'm just kind of letting him, as long as he goes, I'm letting him do what he wants. But this is typical what you would expect with a colt that hasn't done this before. He's responding about like I'd expect. Whoa. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Switch directions. Point. Good. He went on the cluck. So this colt's pretty smart. He's learning pretty fast. I like it. And I've mentioned this before about Gus the annoying dog over there. I was watching a video the other day, I think it was on Facebook, and this lady was riding her horse down the side of the road, just having a good time, bebopping along. Neighbor's dog ran out, her horse spooked, spun around, bolted for home. She's screaming like a little girl. That's the reason. Okay, he went the wrong way that time. He wasn't really paying attention. Nope, pay attention, bud. I'll just correct him. There we go. And that's the reason I let that annoying dog run around and annoy these horses. He does not hurt them, but they need to get used to it. That's just life in America. Horse is afraid of dogs. He's not safe. That's for sure. There we go. Good boy. And this doesn't have to get perfect today. I'm just introducing some of these things to him. Good. Very good. Good job. Good job. He's pretty smart. And real curious, and I like that. There's nothing that's, to me, a really good sign when a horse is curious about things, because that will definitely work in your favor as time goes on. All right, good. So, took him a little while to get over that, but he figured it out. Good boy. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna just take this rope, just rub it all over in here. I did this a little bit the other day, but I'm gonna do it a little bit more today. Just gonna rub it. I did pull it under his belly the other day, and he didn't respond any. He didn't seem like it bothered him at all, which that means I can put a circ single on him, which I'll likely do tomorrow. And then if he handles the circ single well, which he probably will, the next day after that I can saddle him. He's not, too bothered by things. He likes people. He's been handled a bit. Okay, let's see what he does when that goes around his butt. Some horses get really upset when you do that right there. Oh, nice. Look at you, buddy. Look at that. I love that. I love that. This is the beginnings of making a rope horse. You think you want to rope off your horse? You better be able to do that first. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Now, can he just stand there while I just toss this? And I did this the other day. He got bothered in the beginning, then he got the hang of it. All right, he's licking his lips while I'm doing it. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, Chico, you're going to make an A today, because he got pretty bothered, but he figured all this stuff out. What a good deal. What a good deal. Okay, good. So he took off when I first did that the first day. He's figured that out. Okay. Now folks, this is about a lot more than me just throwing a rope over his back. This is about him understanding to pay attention to my body, that just because my hands are moving doesn't mean he's supposed to move. Just because the sticks or the ropes are swirling around, that doesn't mean go. Okay, so he's learning to let me be the leader and tell him when to move and when not to move. Okay, now, since he handled that well, and I've already flexed his head. Okay, he's a little bothered by that, so let's do that a few times. Okay. He's not too sure about that deal right there. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to put this behind his tail. See if we can get him to yield to it. This I've not done before. Okay. So this will be a puzzle for him to try to figure out. Let's see if he can figure out the puzzle. Okay. It doesn't get much better than that, folks. For a green 2-year-old the first time, wow. I gotta quit. That's so good, we'll stop right there.